Hey guys, it's Veda Day 8, and somebody. Such a jerk. Okay. Okay, sorry. Um, yeah, so it's Veda Day 8 for me, and and I got asked by someone to talk about what it's like to be a young mom and how it's changed my life, and yeah, so that's what I'm gonna talk about tonight. So let's start from the beginning. My pregnancy was great. I didn't have morning sickness. I never got Braxton Hicks. It was perfect. I loved being pregnant. Some people hated it. I have to admit, towards the end of my pregnancy, though, I would like break down crying literally like every day because I felt so huge and like fat. But that's because I had like the 6 pound child inside of me. And it got really hard to get into cars and bathtubs. I had to have Andrew help me. But yeah, anyways, so when I had her, she was perfect. She had a little trouble latching on to the right side when I was breastfeeding, but after a day, she got the hang of it and it was perfect. Um, so for the first 3 months, I should say, I breastfed, and she was great. She slept through the night like any normal little baby does. She just woke up like around 2 to 3 hours just to eat, and the only problem was that she would get really fussy during the day. Like she would cry and be really agitated, and I would try to change her. I would change her diaper. I would try to feed her. I would try to soothe her by like bouncing her, rocking her, everything, and nothing would make her better. So I kind of started getting really overwhelmed, and I would get to the point where I would cry every day because I just didn't know what to do. I couldn't get her to calm down and be happy. So I went to the doctors to see if we could kind of figure out what was wrong, and he was an idiot and couldn't help me. So I went to my mom and was like, Mom, this is happening. I don't know what to do. Like, stressfully, like, taking a toll on me emotionally and mentally and physically. I was drained. And she was like, well, you know what? When you were little, you were lactose intolerant. And I couldn't breastfeed you. I had to give you soy formula. And so that was kind of like, oh, okay. Maybe she has that. And then I found out from Andrew's mom, that my mother-in-law, that Andrew was lactose intolerant as well. So I was like, you know what? Well, let's try soy formula because obviously something's bothering her, and if we were both lactose intolerant, there's a huge chance that she could be too. So I switched her to soy formula, and it was a little bit better, but she was still like crying all the time and just not happy. So I was getting to the point where I was desperate. So I was Googling and we were researching and trying to find out what we could do. And I found a formula called, it's Alimentum by Simlac. And it had no soy products in it and no milk products. It was the special formulated formula. And I gave it to her, and she was 24 hours later a whole new baby. Like, she was happy, she was smiling, she was never cry anymore. It was great. So that worked out great. The only downside for that was that it was literally like $160 every 2 weeks. We had to buy 2 boxes of 6 bottles of formula because she would eat. Go through 1 bottle every day because they were literally like this big. I don't know. Yeah. So they were little bottles, and she would go through a whole entire one in a day because they eat like 4 to 8 ounces. She was a little eater, thank God. If she was a boy, oh my goodness. But yes. So yeah, the good thing about that was we were blessed, and tons of people gave us clothes and diapers. So literally for the first 6 months of her life, I didn't have to buy a diaper or a piece of clothing for her. So that was great. People gave us boxes and bags of clothes. So that was really nice. Yeah, so She is now 19 months old. It's been a journey. Yes, it really has. Um, I mean, I wouldn't have particularly. I always knew that I was going to have kids young. I don't think I knew that I was going to have them this young. Um, I got pregnant on birth control, and I missed like 3 pills because we were camping, and I thought nothing of it because I screw up on my birth control all the time. I'm like the worst birth control taker ever. And I got pregnant. And you know what? I'm the type of person that thinks that everything happens for a reason. And I don't regret it either. I love being a mom. It is the most rewarding experience ever. And yeah, so let's see. Yeah, so like I said, she's 19 months. And I am enjoying every minute of teaching her new words. She just recently learned how to say bubble and fish and please and thank you. And it's the cutest little thing to hear him say please and thank you. Um, and I mean, the whole time, throughout her entire life, I should say, so the whole 19 months, I've had my moments. I actually had to go on a depression medication. Um, And I still have my battles with depression every now and then. And I get really bad anxiety because I used to be really OCD before I had her. My room had to be spotless, everything had to be spotless. And now the only time I have to do anything is her nap time. And her nap time is only, like an hour and 30 minutes. And I have to cram everything in that hour and 30 minutes. And I don't really get that much done. And so I've had to learn to adapt. And even now, I get such bad anxiety because I don't know where to start because I think things are just so messy. And so I'm trying to work on that. But yeah, I've had my times where it's like, you know what, I just want to go out. I want to have fun with my friends. Like, I want to do this, I want to do that, but I can't because I have her. But it's like, you have to really think about it that it is, when I do go out, I want to be home because I want to be home with her. And I mean, there's times where I'll be like, oh my God, like, thank God it's her bedtime. I need to put her down. And then I'll put her to bed. And then, like, literally an hour later, I'll be like, I want to go get her. I miss her. Like, I want to cuddle. Um, and and then once you wake them up, you're like, oh my God, I want to put them back to bed. But yeah, it's like, I don't know. It's just, it's really hard to explain, like, the love for your child. It's nothing like I have ever felt. And it happens as soon as you have your first contact with them. As soon as they laid her on my chest when they took her out, it was like, wow, I'm in love with this thing. And um, yeah, and it makes you have to mature and grow up a lot. Um, you think a lot about the future now, and instead of thinking about college and what I want to do, it's, well, I need to get a job now that I'm out of college, and I need to get a house, and I want a backyard for my daughter to be able to play in, and all those different things. Like, your mindset changes a lot. Where I thought I would be at 21 was still going to school and going to, so I don't even know, just hanging out with friends, being 21, going to bars, hanging out with drinking, and not doing the whole party scene. I don't know. I got over that in high school. But just kind of enjoying being 21, which I have to say I have a huge support system. So I get to do a lot of things. If I ever want to go out, we have someone that's there that'll say, oh, we'll watch her. Or just lay her down and I'll take the monitor or something. And it's really nice because Andrew and I get a break. And that's really crucial. I recommend that if take at least like one date night a week, because Andrew and I don't really make that much time for ourselves, and so we kind of like, I don't know, it's just, it's not the same. Definitely not the same when you have a kid. You don't really have that much time to work on your guys' relationship. You're more, everything revolves around the kid. So you need to find time to have with your significant other. And I'm definitely going to say it's not easy. Um, there's times where it's like I wish I could just go to the grocery store and not have to take her out of her car seat and put her in the cart and deal with the whole screaming tantrum in the grocery store while she's taking all my groceries that I put in and throwing outside of the cart. Um, yes, she still does that, and I'm trying to work on it. um, I've learned to just give her snacks, but even then, once the snack is finished, oh my god. So I've learned to grocery shop really quickly. Like, write my list down before I go and memorize aisles. But, yeah. I mean, I have my times where it's like I wouldn't necessarily, if somebody came up to me that was the same age as I was and said, hey, like, I don't know, I've been thinking about wanting to get pregnant. Like, what do you think about it? Like, honestly, I mean, you're young still, and I wouldn't change it for the world, but I would definitely say wait unless you know you're really ready. Financially, it takes a toll, and we struggle sometimes, I'm not going to lie. And there's times where I want to be able to buy things for Bailey that I can't because I know that she's going to need something else. And so, and just make sure that you know that that person that you're going to have that child with is going to be there for you. That's the key. Like, if I didn't have Andrew, I would be, I don't know. I mean, I find it difficult already, just me and him. So if you were alone, I mean, I give props to some of you guys. You are single moms and you are doing amazing. Like, there's times where I have no idea how you do it, and I applaud you guys for that. You guys are great moms. And yeah, I love being a mom 100%. I wouldn't take it back. And I cannot wait to get pregnant again. I love being pregnant. And I can't wait to have another little one. Bailey's going to be a great big sister. I am definitely going to wait till she's at least 3 or 5, maybe. But I want to make sure that we're stable financially so that I am able to give both of my children the things that I want to be able to give them. And be on our own and have our own place and just not have to rely on anyone else. That's my big thing. We're doing great now. We don't really have to rely on anything. His dad is great for letting us live with him until we're able to get up on our own. But Andrew and I are the type of people that don't really want to have to accept money from somebody unless we absolutely have to, because then we feel like we have to owe them. And yeah. So tomorrow night I am going to be talking about my birthing experience. So yeah. And I'm going to be posting a post on Instagram where I'm going to do what Blair did. I'm going to write, you guys can ask me any questions and I'll answer them in one of my videos. Okay? Bye, guys. Night.